greetings from Celle. Today we're taking you on a whirlwind tour of this northern German town that's a popular stop on the German timber frame road. Together, we'll visit the historic half-timbered houses of the old town, we'll sample some potent liqueurs with secret recipes, we'll transport ourselves to the future with a walk through a Bauhaus neighborhood, we'll tour the castle grounds where we'll encounter all sorts of unique creatures, plus we'll also put our taste buds to the test by sampling a local meat dish that is served completely raw. All that and more on today's visit to Celle.
Good morning, people. We are still in Germany.
And today we are coming to you from Celle, and this is a super cool town. I'm really excited to visit because it's got a beautiful collection of medieval, Baroque, and Bauhaus architecture that we're going to be showing you.
And right behind us, a castle worth exploring.
So all of that coming up. Our first stop of the day was the town's main attraction, Celle Castle, starting with a walk through the beautiful castle gardens. Now, to give you a bit of history, an early version of Celle Castle was built around the year 980 in the form of a fortified tower. However, the current castle was first documented in 1315. Over the centuries, Celle Castle has grown, evolved, and been redesigned and redecorated into what we see today, which explains the mix of Renaissance architecture and Baroque-style staterooms. I have to say that was the coolest goose, okay? He was having a nap, eyes were closed, and he was balancing himself on one foot. Can you do it? Can you fall asleep on one leg?
Of course, I do that every day. What are you talking about? Come on.
Oh man, that was the best. That just made my visit, walking through the grounds and seeing that goose. So, we've come across a pretty cool sculpture.
Yes, it's a horse and its trainer, and that's pretty much what it would look like if I was learning how to train a horse. The horse would be disobeying and acting wild, I'm pretty sure.
We actually ended up joining a tour for part of the castle visit because it's the only way to gain access to certain parts of the building, like the chapel, which is stunning. The castle chapel is pretty special because it's the only religious building north of the Alps with completely preserved Renaissance interiors. You can only view the chapel from behind a glass barrier in order to preserve it, but it was a real highlight and well worth the visit. After visiting the castle, we continued towards the old town, which is renowned for its medieval half-timbered houses. And in fact, Celle has the densest concentration of them. Nowhere else in all of Germany or even Europe can you find so many half-timbered houses so close together without any gaps in between. It's essentially like stepping into a fairy tale. Plus, some of these houses have narrow passages that lead to tiny courtyards, which makes it feel like you're stepping into a secret garden. You could easily lose a few hours in the old town, not only admiring the architecture, but also wandering into all sorts of cafes and specialty shops. One of those stops we made was at Alter Provisor, which is an old pharmacy turned gift shop. This place is well known for an amber-colored herbal liqueur that has been made for over 100 years following a highly secret family recipe. We got to do a fun little tasting here.
Very delicious. And the ginger is wonderful.
It. It's a bit like liquid honey, you know? It's so sweet and soft. Yes, it was sweet, but it was also like fire. It immediately warmed up my mouth, throat, and chest. So if you find yourself in town, that's another thing to try. We also visited the Italian garden, which is less a garden and more a residential neighborhood designed in the Bauhaus style by architect Otto Hessler. The buildings have a very modern look with bright splashes of red and blue that help highlight their cube-like shape. It's a really interesting place to visit because you're propelled from medieval times to the future just by walking a few short blocks from the old town. Then for lunch we went to Ratskeller, which is located at basement level underneath the Old Town Hall.
Guys, so I ordered the 3-course lunch. I've already had a bite of the soup, and I can tell you this was the right decision. And this right here is a cream of mushroom soup. Oh, absolutely love it. Oh, so creamy.
Then for his main, Sam ordered the currywurst with fries. This is more of a fast food dish that consists of a steamed and fried sausage seasoned with curry ketchup and served with a side of fries.
I just love this sauce. I want to saturate it.
And for my main, I got the venison stew served with cabbage, a puff pastry, a pear, and cranberry sauce. That was followed by a panna cotta with wild berries for dessert. It was a good meal, and we also enjoyed the dimly lit cozy ambiance. This is our post-lunch walk.
Waddling off lunch.
It was a very good lunch.
Oh my gosh.
Let me tell you, if you're looking for hearty food,
Yep.
you cannot go wrong with the venison stew because that was just delicious.
Yeah, my 3-course meal was as well. I mean, that's a really good restaurant. Everything we had was of really high quality, and my goodness, am I ever full. I'm not used to having 3 courses for lunch, so we really need to go for a nice long walk.
Yeah, and for that, we have chosen the French Gardens, which are kind of just south of the old city, of the old town.
Yep.
And even though the name is the French Gardens, apparently they have been modified to have more of an English landscape park style.
Yes.
So once upon a time, they were French looking. Now they're not.
Very symmetrical in here.
Yeah, you have these 2 beautiful avenues of linden trees.
Yeah.
And it is so green and just so quiet. And yeah, a beautiful spot to check out for sure.
It really is.
Then we went back to our hotel where we noticed we had been left a few treats. So of course we had to do a little taste test for you guys. Okay, hello.
Hello.
So we are back at the hotel. Been back for a little bit, had a quick rest before we head out again for the evening. But before we go out, we wanted to show you some little drinks and little treats that the hotel gave us, and also things we acquired in town.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so there are 2 mini bottles that we're going to show you, 2 little drinks, like little schnapps. This was a gift from the hotel, and this is a bottle that was gifted to us when we went to do a tasting. So
My goodness, was this ever good. It
really was.
One of my favorite hard liquor drinks I've ever had in my whole life.
Yes.
That's how good it was.
Which one would you like to start with?
Well, let's start with the one we haven't tried today.
Okay.
So
that one is called Ratskeller. And it says it's a brand name of a schnapps that is produced here in Celle. And the flavor carriers are extracts of ginger root, which are said to have a beneficial effect on the stomach.
Well, we've been having our share of big meals, so this might be
ginger root. There you have
timely.
the bottle. Lovely, nice color, kind of like an amber. They've been making it for over 100 years. Prost.
Prost.
But you gotta look me in the eye when you say cheers in Germany. Gotta look the person in the eye.
Prost. And you know what you need to do? You need to unscrew your cap.
Oh, I'm trying it too? Okay.
Yeah, of course you are.
This is 58% alcohol.
Ooh, that is a gingery treat. Hey, take it easy. It's 58%.
I may have drooled a bit. My mouth is on fire.
Oh my gosh. that activates the cavities. The ginger is very strong. I like this one. I love anything that has ginger, so the strength of this is extremely potent.
Oh.
So this would be something. This is definitely a digestive.
It warms the mouth, the tongue, the throat, the stomach. Definitely a winter drink, something you can sip on a cold winter's day.
Okay, now let's try the other one.
Okay, this one is from Alta Provisor. Yeah, we went into a shop when we were walking around the old town. We were doing a 2-hour guided walking tour, and this was one of our stops.
You know what I love about this one? It has a secret recipe.
Yes,
We
this
were
one.
talking about ingredients,
Yes.
and there was nothing revealed, so
Yes,
that's kind of cool.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
would only tell us it has a ginger flavor, and yes, it does.
Sure
That is
does.
the main thing you taste, but there are other things happening in the background. Okay.
That's right.
Wait.
Oh, Prost.
Prost in the eye. Cheers.
Oh yes, this is the taste of Christmas to
Ooh.
me.
Oh, does it taste stronger now than it did this afternoon or this morning? When did we do
No,
the tour?
you're just not used to these. That's all.
Wow. So this one is 50% alcohol by volume.
So I'm gonna be brutally honest. I like them both, but this is a winner for me.
This one.
This is something I would take home for personal consumption
Yeah.
or as a gift. I just love this one.
This one is very nice. I would say it's quite similar to the Ratskeller, but this one, it's got a bit more of like a honey-like sensation that it produces in the mouth. It's very sweet.
I think it has potentially more ingredients too.
Yeah.
It just has a ginger and a Christmas blend of spices and
Yeah.
honey. That's how I would describe
They
it.
told us lots of herbs and spices, and Sam actually guessed cinnamon as one of them. But they wouldn't say yes or no.
Since no, there wasn't a no. Maybe I'm inferring a yes.
There might be a little
There
cinnamon
may
in
be a
there.
bit of cinnamon
It's
there.
very good. And that shop is a beautiful place to visit. It used
Yeah.
to be an old pharmacy where they would produce medicinal drinks to give to people when they weren't feeling well.
Yeah, there's a beautiful display in there. There's a little tasting garden in the back. Definitely check it out if
Yeah.
you're visiting Celle.
And, okay, aside from that, our hotel left us a little platter with some fresh fruits.
I believe there were 3 macarons.
There were more
When I went to take a
macarons
nap. What
earlier in
happened?
the day.
Maybe there was a rodent that came for a
Take
nibble, huh?
advantage. I had a pistachio one.
Oh,
Boop.
Prost.
Prost. Try it and see how you like it.
Those macarons just melt in your mouth.
So that was a nice little precursor to the meal. We're going out for dinner. Should we tell the people what we're having?
No, keep it a surprise.
A surprise?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is weird for me, but
I think it's going to be great.
you can only eat it here, so we're doing it.
Let's do it. Let's
so,
do it.
see you in a bit. So, we are going for our evening stroll
We
around
are.
the town. I've got to say, this place is really quiet in the evenings. Like, it was buzzing in the
It
daytime.
was a bustling hive of activity. Mind you, it was a Saturday afternoon that we were here.
That's true.
There were
yes.
performers, cafes and restaurants were buzzing.
Yeah.
And people were out shopping and doing all kinds of things, out on dates, out with
Mm-hmm.
families. It was a very lively town center, and that
Yeah.
made for you just felt the energy and the spirit of the town.
And now, by contrast, it just feels like things are winding down. There's a few people having an early dinner, like at a cafe or an outdoor patio. But it's like you kind of have the streets for yourself, if that's what you enjoy when you travel. And then it was time for dinner. That evening we ate at Terre's, which is technically a sports bar, but they serve one of the town's specialty dishes, roulade. And what makes it special is that here in Celle, it is eaten raw. Okay guys, so this is the big surprise dish we were talking about, what we wanted to show you. It's called the Raw Roulade. So it is a super thin slice of beef, and it's been rolled up with onions, with gherkins, and with mustard, uncooked, okay? Some cracked pepper on top. I think this is only the second time in my life I'm trying raw beef. First time was a few days ago in Hamburg, beef tartare. They're like, this is what we do here.
Keep the good times rolling.
Keep them rolling. That's not bad.
Yeah?
Wow.
Not bad, huh?
So I am surprised by how tender the meat is. Like when I chew it, I don't know. I just imagine, you know, raw beef would be tough, but it is not. And then it's like, what is it like? Like I'm eating salmon?
Wow. That's amazing. I can't wait to try it myself.
In terms of the texture, it reminds me like of a smoked salmon.
Wow.
And just the combination of the onions and that pickle juice and the mustard, like that kind of sourness, it really works. I'm gonna eat all of this. Like I came here thinking I might order this dish, have a bite, and not be able to handle it. But this is actually good.
Wow.
I'm a raw beef eater now, apparently.
Look at that.
I don't even know what to say.
Look at that.
And I got some potatoes. I had the option of getting bread or potatoes with my dish.
Yeah.
So graceful. I went for the potatoes.
Hey!
Dinner
so
time.
you went adventurous, and I'm going with the classic, the spatula. Amazing, cheesy goodness, pasta. Look at that.
With crispy onions on top.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, this is a dish that's very popular in the south of Germany.
This puts like mac and cheese from North America to shame.
Oh.
This is so much better. Wow. I just love the texture of the spatula.
I love the crispiness of the onions, that crunch.
That too. We've had really good luck with pub food in Germany on this trip. Fantastic portions, big hearty portions, reasonable prices, and good quality food. So this is awesome, yeah. And that is it for our visit to Celle. We hope this video gave you a few ideas of some of the attractions you can enjoy on a brief visit. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode where we visit another medieval town and go in search of more timber framed houses, more food, and more adventures. Ta-ta!